So, Secular Talks Kyle Kalinske went after Ben Shapiro in a recent video. You guys are going to be seeing him basically just rip Ben Shapiro to shreds. You guys are going to check it out, and then I'm going to come back and talk to you guys about it. Check it out here.
The Cool Kids Philosopher. And this is about Ben Shapiro. Now, as I said in the tweet here, I disagree with and am confused by certain parts here and there in this article. But overall, it is a fucking vicious and pretty good and accurate takedown of Ben Shapiro. Because basically the gist of it is, listen, he talks really fast, and he himself is kind of smarmy and smug and condescending. And he uses a lot of, like, logical fallacies as he gets into in this piece. But when you really dig deep, there's no there. Like, he has some really unbelievably shitty and odious ideas that it's amazing that he's even having this moment where he's, like, really popular. So anyway, check that out if you get the time. But I want to show you try to add a little more nuance to his take today. But look at this. Look at this. Israelis like to build, Arabs like to bomb crap and live in open sewage. This is not a difficult issue. Hashtag settlements rock. Are you fucking kidding me? That's one of the dumbest tweets I've ever read in my life. Can you imagine typing that and thinking you make sense? And then somehow getting a movement that thinks you're some sort of genius? Some sort of brilliant thinker? Hashtag settlements rock. So in other words, yeah, when we, when Israelis occupy the Palestinians illegally under international law, when they do brazen land grabs, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. When we violate international law, it doesn't count. It's totally cool because, we're inherently superior, they're inherently inferior. And the Arabs, they like to bomb crap and live in open sewage. This is like the definition of bigotry. If you couldn't have a computer give you a better tweet that's just like, here, this is what bigotry looks like. So, and then also it's just hilarious. Arabs like to bomb crap, right? So that's what he says there. What do we have here? Oops. U.S. bombed Iraq, Syria, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Libya, Yemen, Somalia in 2016. Why did the U.S. drop 26,171 bombs on the world last year? It doesn't count. Doesn't count. It doesn't count. When Israelis violate international law, it doesn't count. When the U.S. violates international law, it doesn't count. When we kill civilians, doesn't count. But those fucking Arabs, man, you know how they are, fucking violent, bombing shit, and living in open sewage. And in that current affairs article, there's such a great point. They're like, it's funny how this guy who thinks he's such an intellectual, if he were to see somewhere like a story about how there are Palestinians living in open sewage, it's like he pawns that off to the inherent nature of somebody who's Arab, as opposed to, I don't know, maybe the fact that they're under occupation and there aren't that many supplies that are allowed into Gaza, and, they've kind of been starved from the outside by the Israelis, and like, hey, maybe it's not like they're choosing to live in open sewage for the ones who are, you fucking jackass. But anyway,
you're right about Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro basically relies on being able to talk very quickly and not even get many responses. So he'll have like debates with these, these college kids, and basically they'll ask him a question and he'll try to respond as fast as he can and try to make it so it's real confusing. But also when he talked about the tweet, or when he showed the tweet about, Ben Shapiro saying, Israelis want to build stuff and Arabs want to bomb stuff, hashtag settlements rock. He has a lot of really shitty tweets from back in the day. I've seen ones where he's basically, like, literally attacking poor people and disparaging poor people. He's used it an insult. He said to somebody, you're poor, because they said, a lot of people make fun of him for being short. I believe he's like 5'7" or 5'6" or something like that. Someone can check me on that, I guess. But, they said, you're short, and then he responds saying, you're poor, at least I can buy lifts. And he has a lot of really shitty tweets like that, just, disparaging the poor and just being a complete shitty asshole pretty much. And I thought that one he showed was a very good example of that. He's cool. He's cool with Israel basically breaking international law by going past their borders and making settlements on land that's not theirs, which is really funny to me. But he's also stated, I remember seeing him on a podcast, I think he said that he was in favor of a one-state solution for Israel. And again, here's something interesting about Israel as well. Israel is has a lot of left-wing policies. Although Benjamin Netanyahu is their prime minister, they've had a lot of socialist policies, and they have universal health care. They literally have universal health care. So they have what we are striving to get. At least the progressive movement is striving to get there. But he again, I've done a lot of videos about Ben Shapiro. I've tried to do a bunch of videos, whether it's on his taxation shit in the Cenk Uygur debate, or it's his abortion argument video, and just a lot of different stuff that I tried to really break down and talk about. But he is a fraud, and he's just your average right-winger who just talks a lot, and basically he has a fan base where basically anything about him, you just get a swarm of Ben Shapiro supporters. You make a video against him, you get a swarm of dislikes, a swarm of commenters saying Ben Shapiro would mop the floor with you, Ben Shapiro would debate you, Ben Shapiro would destroy you, and etc., etc., and it would just be such a massive monsoon to where the point it just gets ridiculous and you can't really see any fogged up. Like, I thought Cenk destroyed Ben in debates, and I thought that he was just obfuscating and making random points, like saying, well, we'll take it the logical extreme, basically taking his idea of taking Keynesian economics to its logical extreme is communism. Literally, he said, why don't we just tax it at 100%? So he's clearly not a real actor. He's just trying to kind of play it. And, David Pakman did a pretty good job debating him. Will Secular Talk, will Kyle Kulinski debate him? I don't know. You guys let me know whether he will, whether he should. You guys let me know. But he absolutely ripped Ben Shapiro to pieces. And he constantly does it, too, on his Twitter. Support independent progressive media by leaving a subscription down below. Leave a like and share the video. Help us out on Patreon, or you can donate in other ways. Links are in the description down below. We are fighting Trump tooth and nail, and we will continue to do so with your help.